Running it back to the back to the back to the bank today. Running it back to the back to the back to the bank today. Running it back to the back to the back to the bank today. Running it back to the back to the back to the back to the back. Running it back to the bank today. Baby, I feel it relaxed today. Gotta go try to relax today. Whoa. Gotta fill out all my apps today.
Okay. Welcome to the DMV's Vibe podcast. I am Miss Pink.
And I'm Fearless Swagger.
And today we have special guest, Juliana Naylor.
Hey.
Welcome.
Thank you for joining us. First, this is our last show of May as we're closing out Mental Health Awareness Month. We stress to y'all on every episode how important it is to take care of your mental health, especially on this holiday weekend. We have special guest. We have been friends since, I'm not going to say a number, I'm just going to say high school. But to everyone who does not know, she also helped me start my lock journey. And so,
Yes.
everybody's got to see over the last almost 3.5 years, how far my hair has grown, how much is locked, how much I have detached from my hair. And so it has been a great journey, and I appreciate her so much for being here today. And I know it's different for you. You're usually behind the scenes and you're cooking, serving everyone. So to have you talk about yourself, how do you feel it had a spotlight on you?
I mean, it feels good because, like you said, I'm usually just talking to the ancestors and letting them tell me how to season this food. So, I mean, it feels good. It feels good to talk about, first of all, something that my brother pushed me into, and just the fact that I'm still talking about this 7 years later, and building on that. That's like top notch. I have so much gratitude to this journey.
I remember that I got my first plate from you during the pandemic, and when I tell y'all, I was so the amount of flavor that you have in all of your dishes that um, I always recommend. I always share your post anytime you're doing anything, whether it's selling plates, whether it's meal prep. Reach out to her because I'm telling y'all the food is amazing. The food is
I can't wait to eat this plate, y'all.
Yes, she did bless us all.
I brought them some country green beans with some turkey necks. And
baby.
Then, we got some mac and cheese, the famous Juju mac, and some salmon. And if y'all ever had my salmon,
Lord,
you won't ever taste a salmon like that.
Yes, Lord. I do want to say, you said your brother pushed you into cooking and catering. And so, what other, as far as the inspiration, how did that conversation come about?
I mean, just constantly cooking every Thanksgiving. I bring like one dish, probably 2, 3, just try to help my mother out. Because we usually leave Thanksgiving in her hands, but I knew at some point somebody was going to have to take over. And definitely wasn't going to be my brother, although he swore he could beat me in the kitchen. And every Thanksgiving, he had a competition. If it wasn't a salmon, it was something. He was always trying to compete with me on something. But it helped me step my game up. It was like, because normally I just cook just to be cooking. But then when I had to cook for a competition, I'm a Scorpio. I'm not coming second.
Big four. Period.
I'm not coming second.
Not never.
So, yeah, having that opportunity to do that. And then, like, just one day he was like, you know what? Like, you grind. Like, you've been working since you was 15. Why you not going to, start a business so that you could do what you love and make money at the same time? And I was like, I don't know. Then the pandemic came. It kind of put me in a situation where it was like, okay, you need to do something, And so I was like, let me, start doing little things here and there. So I was just selling plates in the barbershop, and I'm here now.
What do you feel were some early challenges when you were first starting?
Oh yeah, just just trying to figure out where to make this money. Where my money maker is going to be. Like, how am I going to network? The good thing is, I was always really a nice person, so I always had ways of networking. Like, I could always talk to people that I've had in my past
Mhm.
and be able to kind of feed off of those opportunities, meeting people that believed in me. When I said I was going to do something, they always knew I was a hustler. I've been doing hair before I even started working. So they always knew, like, I always had some type of hustle. So they knew when I said I was going to start doing this catering thing, they was like, all right, let me see what she really hitting on. And I would just be selling out plates at the barbershop while people were waiting. And, just having good relationships with people that allow me to be able to build off of that.
And communication is an important thing, especially because
Yeah.
before there was social media, there was strictly just word of mouth.
Yep.
So, and now we're in the age of social media where everyone shares, or whether that's how they leave reviews,
Mm-hmm.
and it can hurt or strengthen your business. So that communication is a big key.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first catering job?
My first actual catering job was with Racoy. She's so
Shout
amazing.
out to Record.
Shout out to Racoy. She is like a superwoman. First of all, she is like doing cosplay. She sings. She models. Like, yeah, she's a boss. She's a boss.
The first time I actually heard her sing was at something that we had at school. She was
Mm-hmm.
singing. And then, but to hear her on, I did hear she was on a couple of songs on Trina's album.
That's it. Yep.
And she did an amazing job.
Yeah. She believed in me. She had a group of, some hungry models, and they was preparing for a show, and she was like, yeah, I want to invest in your business. And I cooked some food and I brought it over, and like, the feedback was so amazing. I felt major. Like, yeah, shout out to Racoy for
All you
that
need is that one
opportunity. I'm
opportunity.
telling you,
That's all
I'm
you need.
telling you, experience is the biggest teacher. It's your biggest blessing. It's the biggest door you will ever walk through is experience right there. So yeah, for her to see me, and when I'm sure she has so many other people she could have called on, and to see me starting something and say, hey, you know, I want you to come and feed my models. That made me feel so special in that moment.
And I think about you all the time. I think I called you one time for when we took a trip out of town for my birthday, and I
Yeah.
got food from you. And when I tell you there was nothing left, there was nothing left.
Yeah.
What is your favorite? You feel like your favorite food to cook?
Definitely salmon. Definitely. I really didn't even eat salmon like that till I started making it. And like, I was building off of it, because before I used to make salmon one type of way, but then I was like, let me try other routes in that. Like, I just made it. I started making salmon in a way that was just different, and I was like now I go to a restaurant, I want to order salmon because I don't even got time for the disappointment. Because a lot of times salmon, it's hard to take in the flavor when it comes to salmon, and so
A lot of restaurants
a
fail.
lot of restaurants fail when
Yeah,
it comes
that
to
outer
that.
part, you be like, oh.
It's
Then
very
you get in the middle, you be like, oh.
Yeah, like, and
Oh.
and then you open it and it's still a little pink, and it's like, I know it's supposed to be pink, but I mean, I need cooked
Disappointment.
pink. Like, I'm black, I need well done.
um, how do you approach? How did you approach setting up your menu and things that you wanted to cook? Because you do have African background.
Hmm.
So how did you go about creating your menu?
Well, first of all, shout out to my husband. That man, he puts it down when it comes to the graphic design. I just be like, babe, this was gonna be on the menu, and I give him the list, and he just, based off of what I got on there, somehow he create this menu that is like out of this world. Like, every time, and like, he builds on it, like, from when he first started to where he is now. let me just tell you, God is real. For
Yes,
real.
husband.
God is real.
Yes, black love. Here for it.
Yes, black love, 100%. Like he is. I'm the mastermind in the kitchen, and he's the mastermind when it comes to the face.
And he gets to eat it. So.
Yeah, and he gets it every day.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's my professional taste tester. He'd be like, "You gonna put this on me, right?"
And that ties into another thing is having a support system.
That's it.
And how important it is with your support system, especially when it's your partner, whether it was in a relationship or just in a marriage. Like to have someone have your back and show up for you can push you to levels that you didn't even know you were capable of. That's an amazing thing. And shout out to Mr. Naylor. Shout out to Mr. Naylor. Can you share a memorable moment about catering outside of your first one? Like which one of you was like, I don't know, and then it just turned out amazing.
That's about all of my catering experiences. Like, you know, you know that you have a craft that is unique. You know you have a craft that is good, but we ain't gonna lie, the devil be working. So sometimes you be cooking and you like, man, I know this is the one, but you still had them thoughts in the back of your mind, like maybe their taste buds is just not gonna accept your food the same way as everybody else has. But you know, luckily I have some great clients who love to give me feedback. Feedback is so important because it helps me grow. That's why I'm always like after I present something or deliver my food, I'm always texting back, "Hey, how was everything?" Because first of all, if it wasn't so good, I want to make that better for you. I want to make it a better experience for you, but at the same time, hearing your feedback even when it's good, it helps me to know like, okay, this recipe is actually working. It's actually a good recipe. Because I'm gonna be honest, no two plates are ever gonna be the same. I don't have like a cookbook that I'm sitting down in front of, and when I tell you I'm not, I'm talking to the ancestors,
right,
so
you already know. Like stop sprinkling.
Yeah. That's why I have to have a consultation with every client because I want to know how you are. I want to know your eating habits. Are you used to flavor? Do you have a vegan type of style? Do you have is your goal to lose weight? Is your goal to build muscle? Like I need to know all of that information because that type of thing, that type of information, it's like it channels through. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's like one of those unspoken things, but it's like I need to know who you are as a person when it comes to cooking for you, because I want to cater to everything, all your expectations when it comes to food. Like that's really,
but that's how you know that's your gift.
yeah,
Because you're able to talk to people, and once they talk to you, you're able to create something for their palate
yeah,
based on the conversation.
yeah,
And it's not no recipe, it's nothing written down. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, so I heard this and this,
yeah,
and you come up with it. That's how you know that that's your gift.
yeah, yeah. It's a gift I try to run away from so many times.
Don't we always try to run away from our gifts? God be like, let me just do this for
Because
you
I
right
think,
quick.
I think we talked about this last week that sometimes we don't realize like our gift is not for us, and so sometimes when it's not directly benefiting us,
Mm-hmm.
we kind of get a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, we shout out to you. Oh, and let's go back because we did not say the name of your business, and so I don't want to miss the moment. It is Juju's Cajun Kitchen.
Yes, that's me.
Um,
And I'm on social media, Facebook, Instagram. I'm still trying to build my TikTok. I need this young lady over here, my daughter, Renaya.
Help your mama with the TikTok.
Yeah, because I can't keep up. I can't keep up with all of that social media.
TikTok requires a lot of consistency.
It does.
It really
and
does.
a lot of editing that, yeah.
I don't think our generation really got the patience for, because if you realize a lot of people who go viral all the people who are a little bit younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
But they take that time and they don't care how many times it take to get it perfect. Look, after I done said it twice, I'm done.
Yeah.
We can wrap it up.
Yeah.
Whatever you get is what you get. So we know this is your business, but you also work full time also. So
Mm-hmm.
how do you juggle being a full time employee and running your business?
Just create a margin for real, for real. From I learned that through my pastor Keith Battle. Just learning how to make space and also how to make enough space where you are not affecting your mental health. So that ties into the mental health month, awareness month. Like, you can't lose your mind trying to please everybody. Because you would get, sometimes I get some catering orders and it's like 2 days. And I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry. I just can't. Sometimes you got to say no in order to create that space. Because, yes, I not only am I a full time radiology tech at one job, I'm also, I also work part time at another job doing radiology tech. Plus, I'm doing the catering business. Plus, every once in a while, I might squeeze in a little hair. So, look, when I tell you I've been hustling since the tender age of 15, I've been doing it. So it's like that never really gets away, but just creating the opportunity for my kids for sure, because I have a 13-year-old and a 2-year-old. Lord Jesus, help me! I need all the prayers. But yeah, just creating a space and choosing you in the midst of everything. You don't have to get every dollar.
Mm, yeah. What does a typical week look like for you with balance and all those things? Because as you stated, you're married and your mom
Mm-hmm.
working. So what does a typical week look like?
Typical week. I work Monday through Thursday at my full time job. I finally found the God given job that's only Monday through Thursday. We don't work Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Amen.
Yeah, so yeah.
The government
Ask and you shall receive. I'm telling you.
Can't wait for
I,
the break.
yeah, I know. I bet. I'm sure. But then after that, trying to squeeze in gym time. I have to squeeze that in because I got to make sure that my health is where it need to be. So I try to do that on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and my husband handles the kids on those days when I go to the gym straight from work. And then this young lady, Renaya, she got basketball practice, so we have to figure out how to get the 2-year-old from daycare and someone's taking her to basketball practice, and then, making sure dinner's cooked. So sometimes I just cook dinner when I do meal preps for my clients on Sundays. I cook dinner on Sunday. That'd be like Monday through Wednesday's dinner. And then Wednesday I cook for the rest of the week. So yeah, it's a busy week. It's busy.
So and how do you plan to transition to making your business full time?
I would love to, but I really love patient care too. So it's like, I don't know. I think the experience of having that patient care actually helps me with my business, because customer service forever. If I can't provide you anything else, I know you're going to have an amazing customer service experience, and that's something that a lot of companies lack. I would say that because I'm also, you know, I'm a client somewhere. And so I've been in places where I'm just like, I'm not entitled, but I know that I worked hard to make this money, and I'm spending it with you.
Mhm.
So, when the ball is dropped, that's kind of like why it's so hard for me to be like, let me create a storefront. Let me have a business, because nobody's going to really honor your business like you. Nobody's gonna represent your business like you. And if I was to create a storefront and hire employees, we gonna have to go through customer service training. Like that's top notch, because
that
I
can
don't play
make or
about
break.
that. Yeah, I don't play about
And
customer service.
you really see that like in the younger generation.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're getting, now this has been articles been put out, they're getting fired at a higher rate because
Yeah.
they just don't know how to have customer
Yeah.
service.
Mhm.
And I'm like, you gonna meet irate people all the time, so it's like you still have to keep that smile on your face as much as you cussing them out in your head.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's still a certain amount of service that you still have to give those
Yeah.
people. Now, unless it's just like truly egregious, okay, I get that. But they struggle. Like
Yeah.
having employees, it's a struggle. Like
Yeah.
supervise people, it's like, hey, because you know how
It's
you
a lot, it's a
would
lot of
respond.
there's first of all, there's a lack of accountability. Um, second of all, everyone's taking everything personal.
That part.
That person's not mad at you. Not you in particular. They might be mad about the experience. They might be mad about, you know, maybe whoever was cooking in the back. But you are the person who's bringing the food up. You are the person who is on the front lines. So you have to be able to say, you know what, I apologize. Even though it wasn't you in particular, right? You have to be able to just apologize. Like that's the biggest thing in customer service. Like if I was to host a customer service class, if I started a storefront, it would be, are you able to apologize and it's not you? And raise your hand, because if you're not, you can go ahead and roll, because that's the biggest thing. That's all people really want to hear. They want to hear that empathy.
At
that
this
empathy
point, I
for
wish
their
I could
situation.
start a company that just goes around giving
You
customer
probably
service
could.
training.
You probably
because
No,
could.
seriously.
Create the PD, create the, I'm trying to tell you.
It's needed.
As someone who deals in customer service, where I used to have to see people face to face, and now it's via phone, and it can be exhausting, and you have to apologize for other people. And then there are people who just want to be mad, but you still gotta like learn how to keep your game face on and say, okay, sir. So, sir, ma'am, do you still want my assistance with this? These like the customer, I hate to learn the customer is always right, because they're not. But in the sense of still providing them good service,
you have to make
them
feel right.
Yes, that's still your responsibility when you're in that field. And unfortunately, we see it every day when we go places that when these people who are on the front line, it's not their business, so they don't care. It's just a job. They just want their check.
I see it.
They just want their check. It made me think
Teaching
back.
is customer service.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
It made me think back to like, dang, when I started working as a teenager, was I like that?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think I was like that. I felt like I was.
I question myself all the time working with these kids, and I'd be like,
was I like that?
We
Yeah.
weren't. But we weren't.
I don't think we didn't have influences. We literally were kids. We were kids. We went outside.
Your parents threatened you. You a representation of me when you leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they didn't play that, like that disrespect and just treating people kind. Like, I mean, I understand now as adults, to get respect, you have to give respect. It's gonna be people out here to try you. Keep you calm. Somebody said to me, "Don't let a 3-second reaction cost you your whole life."
Your whole life.
So I think that's really important that the younger generation, parents, please work with y'all kids. Y'all be getting in these summer jobs that they just be up there playing. That's where it really starts the groundwork of who they are, their character, and the personality, how they treat people. Like it's super important.
I tell them every day being kind goes a long way, and it just speaks back what you were talking about, how you were able to, once you started your business, even move along or have more promotion because you could reach back to people that you had relationships with.
That's it.
And I literally have told my students, I'm like, people have gotten things on the strength of because of me, because of how I treated them, because of how I come at them, because I'm nice to somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But these kids, I've literally had a child say, what I gotta be nice for, ain't nobody ever been nice to me. So then, you got to take a different approach. But it's just like being kind literally goes a long way. It really, really does.
Yeah. Building those relationships and networking and resources. It's so many of us in our generation that have businesses or great connections, but that's why it's important to have that communication and like Phyllis said, be kind to people
Mhm.
because you never know what someone else is going through.
That's it.
Um, I just hope that the younger generation really starts to take it serious, as you see so many businesses now have raised the age limit
Mhm.
of people that they hire. So, and then it's going to require experience soon for you to get a job. So y'all
Yeah.
just going to be out here broken, jobless,
Mhm.
and we already seen where that's getting us, where a lot of people are unemployed and they're resorting to violence and all kinds of things to get money. What is something you wish you knew before you started your business?
Hmm. How much time I was gonna have to invest into it? Um. Yeah, definitely. How much time? Because it's not just me cooking. I gotta go to the grocery store. I don't even like shopping for my house. So now I gotta shop for my catering gig. And just knowing like where to go. Cause sometimes you could go to, Restaurant Depot. And you might get a better sale at Giant than at Restaurant Depot. So just knowing where to go to get certain things and the time. Yeah, it really is the time. And versus and having children. I really wish I tapped into this at an earlier age.
Mhm.
But I also know that God makes no mistakes. I know that this might have just been the time for me to have done it because it really popped off during COVID, and nobody saw COVID coming. So
Oh,
What
sure
a
did.
time to be alive.
what a time to be alive!
I feel like everything after COVID just been a blur.
I'm telling you, the
Man,
history books
we
is
entered
going to be
another
off the
metaverse.
chain.
Listen. What advice would you give other chefs or entrepreneurs who are trying to balance the family life and with business?
Create space for what you love because even when I do face the challenges, I love what I do. Like it is therapy. It is 100% therapy. I love cooking. I love doing what I do. I love the feedback that I get from it. So create space for you so that your children and your husband can get the best parts of you. Because if you keep on going, knowing that there's something that you really want to do, everybody in the house gonna feel it because they're gonna feel like they're getting in your way. So, yeah, make that time for yourself and pursue whatever dream, whatever vision you have in your head. There's a reason why it's there. You're not, just living in a fantasy. You can do exactly what you dream of doing. You just got to actually do it.
Mm. Man, that was good. We should have had you say that.
Right.
That
That was real good.
how do you define success professionally and personally?
Mm, success is just being able to keep on doing what you love. It doesn't even have to really pay. Really, sometimes success doesn't have any monetary value. It's more of a internal, value. Anything that can enhance you mentally and emotionally, I think that that's successful.
Y'all, I promise you, she didn't know the answer. These questions were coming. She didn't know these questions was coming.
I didn't. I did not. I kept saying, "What they gonna ask me?"
Where do you see or hope to see your business in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I really want to get more into the meal prep. I want to be able to have a sous chef with me so that we can reach more people. Um, because as I tap more into my own health, which I get frightened because my younger brother just passed at the age of 32 to a heart attack. So, and he wasn't a big guy. He was fairly fit. He wasn't in the gym every day, but if someone was to look at him, passing by, the last thing they would think is that's what's going to happen to him. So getting more into the meal preps and fitness lifestyle, I would love to tap more into that. I love catering. I love catering parties. I like being able to provide a service because now we provide service where I have staff and we do events, big events. I have like all these chafing dishes and we have food servers. We have definitely stepped up in the past year. We have stepped up to a whole new level, and I'm very proud of us for where we are right now, and in the future, yeah, want to tap more into meal preps along with doing the bigger parties.
Invest in yourself, y'all.
That's it.
Invest in yourself and your talent. Um, what legacy do you hope to leave for both your clients and your children?
With my clients, I want to always leave the legacy of a blessed taste bud. That's for sure. Like a flavor that is unmatched. You know that there's only one place that you could get that flavor, that taste. For my kids, I want to leave a legacy of hustle. And you don't have to do what I did. You don't have to hustle like as a caterer. But I want you to understand that hard work pays off. That if you have a dream, you can pursue it, and it may not always go as planned. It could be bigger than what you planned, or it could not be as big as you planned. But as long as you have a vision and you pursue it, that even success can come in your losses because now you know which ways to go and what ways didn't work. So that's still a part of success. Every person that is successful to this day has failed in one way and learned what to do in their next journey. So that's what I definitely would leave for my kids.
Um, how do you, or what do you do for a reset?
For a reset, you want the I'm gonna do the G-rated version. Nah, I just go to the gym. I swim. I like swimming. I like anything water. Cause I'm a water sign. So yeah, I love being by water.
Like, being
Take
by
me to the
water is
pool. Take me to the
I'm on
beach.
countdown right now.
Yeah,
I'm on countdown.
yeah.
I can't wait to be by the water. That's something that's extremely refreshing.
Yes, I don't even have to get in the water. Like just being by the water, it recharges me all the time. But other than that, just relaxing and getting some quiet time. Like this year, I started a Mother's Day tradition. I hope my husband understands that this is going to be an every year thing. But
She said she hope you understand.
Right. But like the day before Mother's Day, I did like a Mother's Day mental health day, and I went and got a hotel, and I took myself out to eat. I went and got a massage. Just really making it about me because as much as Mother's Day is about being a mother requires other people to exist in order for you to be a mother. So it's like sometimes it's like you feel like you're appreciated, but are you appreciated because people want to appreciate you, or are you appreciated because people want to feel good that they appreciate you? So I wanted to take that day to say, let me do this day how I want to do it. And that felt real good. It really did. I had a great massage at Massage Crystal, and shout out Massage Crystal. Um, yeah, that was a great massage.
Y'all know I'm an advocate for self-care. I'm an advocate for all that. If y'all follow me on social media, y'all know I take myself out on dates very frequently.
That was the first time for
Um,
me.
Oh, I love it. I love taking myself
What?
out on dates.
I was nervous.
Annapolis
I'm on a
Mall is
date
my
kind of
favorite place to go to.
nervous.
Yeah, but it's very rewarding. Like just to
Yeah.
really reconnect with yourself. Like you need
Mhm.
that moment. And as a fellow water sign, I need time alone,
Yeah.
or I will blow a gasket.
I know, and people always be like, I don't know how you do that. Like I have long periods of solitude. Like just leave me alone. When I once I recharge, I'll be back out there.
Yeah.
But solitude, and I think I talked about it before. Like my first trip solo anywhere was to Vegas last year for my birthday. I was like, damn, why did it take me so
To
long
do
to
it.
do
That
this?
was not you actually went out of town by yourself?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And when I say it was so like the first day it was like, okay, still trying to get familiar and like memorize, okay, this is where I'm my starting point. The biggest thing about I would say traveling and you by yourself is even if you like to drink, don't get drunk.
Okay.
Even if you like to drink, don't get drunk. I did of course have several drinks, but I was moving around
Okay.
and just being aware of your surroundings at all times. I didn't really go and plan that many things. When I got there, I planned out my 4 days. But it was nice for me to be able to, one, achieve. I'm scared of heights. And people always laugh when I say that I'm extremely scared of heights, but I would get on the airplane. But I went in the Strat, which is like one of the tallest buildings.
Okay.
And then they have like a mini replica Eiffel Tower.
Mhm.
And I got in there. I said, okay, if I can do this, then maybe I'll transition to getting on the roller coaster again.
Okay. I thought you were about to say skydiving.
Oh hell no, nah. I don't need that much
I just
adrenaline.
want to go zip lining across the strip again. That was fun.
What's up, line? Yeah.
I would do zip lining in another country. I don't think I want to do
Yeah,
it.
we
I
did
don't think
that
I
in
I
want to
the
had
do
the
it.
DR.
opportunity to do that in Puerto Rico, but I was like, nah, I can't swim. Girl dies in Puerto Rico. That's the headline.
Hey, when I say I learn something new every day, I didn't know that you didn't know how to swim.
I didn't work at a pool for 6 years.
So, in other news, but yeah, self care is extremely important. No matter if you're mom, dad, auntie, cousin, whoever, self care. Your mental health is important. Find something that is just for you to reset and recharge.
Mhm.
It's super important. And if you've never gone on a trip by yourself, do it. That's all I can say.
That's
Just
my
do
next
it.
thing to check off on my bucket list.
I was
I've
proud of
done
myself.
concerts by myself. I just haven't done
Yes,
trips.
I think I did that. Yeah, I went to a Missy Elliott concert. Last year was like self mode where I did a lot of things by
That was
myself
me last summer.
and got over like my anxieties and
Mhm.
everything. It was a lot of fun.
It's important. It's really important. Like I feel like I kind of breeze through like the 20s, 30s, and me and my cousin we always say, "I wish we did this. I wish we traveled more during that time. I wish we,
Yeah, I was a little
got to
blah
do all of these things." Yeah,
I mean,
I
I'm
was off the
thankful that I've
chain.
been well traveled. I'm just trying to get well traveled out the country. That's where I'm at in life.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Mhm.
right now. I need to leave the country. Um, but it's still, um, I mean, it's great to have those experiences with friends and family as well. But you also, again, want to make that time for yourself. Do
Mhm.
something for yourself, by yourself.
That reconnecting of yourself is definitely big. That's how I was last summer. But even for me, it was learning the new version of me without my mom. So it was like
Mhm.
this. And I actually said that to my therapist, and she was like, most people always want to go back to the old them. And she was like, for you to say, like, you understand that this is a different version of you. And so
Mhm.
that was my biggest thing last summer was like, all right, it's solo dolo, but it's me relearning myself without my mom and going through the grief of not having her. So
Oh,
definitely.
that's
Understood.
awesome.
That's why I was hesitant to go to Vegas because I had always planned to go to Vegas with my older brother who was killed 5 years ago. Well, almost 5 years ago. So that was another thing that while I was there, it was like those moments by myself. I just had talks with him.
Yeah.
Um, while we're in this moment, I do want to say, with your brother being your motivation or inspiration, how were you able to still do that after losing him?
I feel like he's always in the kitchen. That's really it. Sometimes I ain't gonna lie, I do feel like um giving up on the whole Juju kitchen thing, but I know that's where me and him connect the most. And every time I push past that feeling and get in the kitchen, like I literally can hear him. Like I can hear his laugh. I can hear him, still saying, "You think you gonna do it like last time? I don't think you can do it like last time." Like always, still having that competition, that competitive spirit. I still feel him there with me. Um, and that's really what keeps me going. Just knowing that the last phrase that he said to me was, "How do you expect your plant to grow if you stop watering it? You got to keep watering it. People are literally waiting for you to post another menu, post another this." And I keep saying, "Oh, I'm going to post this menu. I'm going to post this." But then I would get so busy with all the other catering jobs that I never really posted because I know that if I posted, the business going to come. And I don't know if I have the margin to fulfill those businesses. But that's why I'm trying to create a space where I could hire someone who, like I said, holds the same values as me when it comes to this business. I would love for it to be one of my kids, but yeah, unfortunately, they're more focused on TikTok. Because they're the only ones who really, I feel like, is going to understand the benefit of it, or knows what it's supposed to taste like, or and stuff like that. But I just really gotta take a leap of faith. That's really what I need to do, because if things are going the way that they're going now, then I have to trust that God's going to carry me the rest of the way, and He's going to provide the person that's supposed to be there. He hasn't steered me wrong, and that's why I take my time with everything that I do. I'm never just like, oh, I got to get this money. Oh, there's a pop up coming up. Let me do this. Because sometimes if you overwhelm yourself and jump at everything, that's how you start getting those opportunities for like people who don't value what you're putting out there, who don't you know, see the journey or the hunger in what you're doing. So I take my time with everything. I move at my pace. I take in what I know that I can fulfill. I'll try not to put too much on my plate, but yeah, really, that's how I keep on going. It's just knowing that that was one of the things that he always kept pestering me about. Um, and I was just like, man, I know you just see me pop this baby out. Like, can you like stop pressing me out about that? He's like, that's not your only child. I'm like, okay.
Understood. Y'all, this show gonna have a lot of gems. Okay, she dropped a lot of gems.
A whole lot.
And Phyllis, you got a question or two?
Okay, so which song puts you in a good mood no matter what?
Oh, that's a good one. So my daughter just put me on to this song called "Brother" by Janae Aiko, and she don't know it, but I've been secretly replaying that song consistently. It's a song of like her talking to her brother and all the about how they had like so many plans together that they were supposed to do, and just like how she wanted him to stay. Actually connected me more with Janae Aiko because I didn't know that she lost a brother, and how she lost it was somewhat similar, except she had a little more time with him. But just hearing her actually talk about um, how much she didn't want him to go, and how they had so many plans still left to accomplish together and their journey. That's a song that I listen to before I start cooking all the time, just to kind of, tap with him. But other than that, when I'm actually cooking, I always listen to Afrobeat. Gotta listen to Afrobeat. Because I gotta make sure, the flavors is in there. I got
The
some
ancestors.
I gotta summon the right ancestors.
Gotta summon them.
You gotta wild my waist while I'm stirring the pot.
Like two more.
All right. So who am I? I am an American woman. I was born in what people now call Virginia. A Disney version of my life was grossly inaccurate. I was the favorite daughter of a Native American chief. In later life, I was known as Lady Rebecca Rolfe. I died in England, a wife and a mother at the age of 20 or 21. I saved the life of Captain John Smith.
Pocahontas.
Yes. Yes, her life was grossly inaccurate. If you go to Jamestown, you will get the real story of Pocahontas. They lied to us.
Oh, I can believe that.
Disney lied. She was not in love with John Smith old ass.
Disney lied.
They had some bangers on that movie though.
The history books lied.
That is not who she wanted. She was actually kidnapped. Anyway. All right, one more. Who am I? I am a comedian and actor. My only Oscar wins is for a serious role. I am the king of the moon in a Terry Gilliam movie. My daughter Zelda is named after the video game. One of the 4 Happy Days spinoffs was mine. I was one of the best improvisers of all time. I kept up troop spirits in Good Morning Vietnam. Who am I with the initials RW?
Robert Williams.
Yes.
Robin Williams.
I would have never guessed that though.
Not till you got to the RW.
If that RW wasn't there, it would have been a wrap.
Because I was like, Aladdin. All right, so we talked about what you like to do to kind of like reset, but what do you like to do for fun?
For fun, I love dancing. I'm always dancing. I sing too, every once in a while.
Sing, that's me. Hidden talents,
Yeah, I ain't know it.
Yeah, just chill, listen to music.
I'm in my era of, can we play cards? I ain't trying to be outside. Put me by some water with a drink, some cards, good vibes.
Grandma.
Yeah.
I be in the house playing crime games. I can't wait to go solve this homicide. We gonna find this out.
So as we come to the close of the show, I do want you to plug your business. If you have any upcoming events. And we always give words of wisdom to close out our show. Even though you dropped like y'all.
I know.
Tell you I'm gonna have so many shorts from this episode.
Yeah. For Juju's Cajun Kitchen, I'm Chef Juju. Y'all probably can't see that, but yeah, Chef Juju at Juju's Cajun Kitchen. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook. Working on TikTok, so I didn't put that out there yet. Next event is wherever you hire me.
Y'all, she not playing. The ancestors always sprinkle dentistry. Food is always amazing.
Thank you.
And any words of wisdom?
Words of wisdom. Just don't give up on your dream. Don't think that everything is more important than your dream. For the mothers, don't feel guilty about putting you first, because if you don't put you first, then what do you have left to give to your children that you are putting first? So yeah, put you first and all else shall follow.
Another gem. I will make sure that you are tagged. All her tags will be dropped, so y'all will be able to reach out to her to book y'all for your next event. Don't miss the opportunity to be blessed. Your taste buds to be blessed.
Amen.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Phyllis, I'm gonna let it be on you.
Child, she was dropping some good gems. So as we in Mental Health Awareness Month, the biggest thing I'm going to say is please make sure that you really go talk to somebody. I put emphasis on that because I have been struggling mentally and emotionally since Mother's Day, and my therapist has really been helping me a whole lot just to navigate over the past 2 weeks. And I really feel like that having that is very important. Having having a village, having people around you is very, very important. I openly thank my village all the time because I am truly thankful for the people that I have around me. But I want to say, like, if you feel like you are struggling, if you feel like that you want to give up, don't. There are plenty of resources available for you, people to talk to. Y'all can reach out to either one of us, reach out to the podcast page. But I really just want to put an emphasis on this because I really do feel like it's a need for it. And I'm going to say this one more time. Black men, you
Yeah.
are not in this by yourself.
Not
Okay?
only
Black man, you are not in this alone.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but to be honest, sometimes you feel like it's nothing wrong. It's a lot of people moving in denial. I'm one of them because I lost my brother, and I just felt like I'm fine. But it was it wasn't until after my brother passed, I found out that he also was grieving my older brother. But he moved like he was fine. Like nobody ever thought that anything was wrong with him. And even with me, I feel like I'm good. I could keep on moving, but there are those moments that hit me where I'm like, maybe I should write this down. Maybe I should, sort through these emotions because sometimes I'll be talking to my daughter and she'll be like, "But ma, why you yelling?" And I'm like, I ain't yelling. That's just how I talk. But really, when I sit down and I'm by myself, I go through my day and I'm like, it really didn't call for me to yell. Like, so what's really going on? Like, what's going on within? So, even if you feel like everything is okay, but you know that you're really dealing with something that's traumatic, I think that you should talk to somebody. You should, even if it's just writing it down and then coming back and reflecting on it later on, but just be more aware with yourself because we're in an environment in a world where everything is just keep going, keep going, keep going, that we lose ourselves.
So yeah, definitely being self-aware of why you feel how you feel. That was part of, for me, that's how I knew that I'm like, all right, I know what's going on because I'm very self-aware who I am. So I know when I start to feel things or feel differently about stuff. So I tell people all the time, my therapist and the Lord is keeping me from being unhinged at the workhouse.
Yeah.
So definitely, for sure, please reach out and talk to the professionals that you need. Nobody's judging you. There's nothing wrong with that. Go get the help you need to be able to cope through life. Get those tools to be able to cope through life. But yeah, happy Memorial Day, and always remember to live fearless.
Yeah.
Well, I had to follow these two beautiful ladies. um, Before I get into my words of wisdom, I'm gonna say so for the month of June, we are going to have 3 shows in the month of June before we go on a summer break. So y'all have 3 episodes before the end of this season. We're gonna take a break as y'all kids will be on summer break. We are gonna be on adult break. But as Phyllis said, if anyone needs someone to talk to, if you need resources, definitely reach out to the podcast page. And I emphasize for those reasons only. Or if you want to send a black owned business, shout out a black owned business. If you are interested in doing an interview when the new season comes, reach out to us for business purposes and mental health purposes. And I had to stress that after 4 years, unfortunately, because people do use it for other reasons.
We're not interested. Respectfully.
um, my words of wisdom this week will have to be stop dwelling on or making a timeline for yourself that no one is really placing on you to accomplish things. Like, you don't have to rush to meet something because you feel like at this age I should have it, or society told you at this age you should have. If you believe in a higher power, it doesn't even have to be God, but if you believe in a higher power, you know and tap in that your best is yet to come as long as you stay focused. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all know the audio episodes will be up on all streaming platforms on Wednesday for Wind Down Wednesday. We hope y'all enjoy this holiday weekend and be safe out here, y'all.
Bye,
Love y'all.
y'all.
Bye.